Warning. The following podcast is intended for a mature audience due to the dropping of bombs of the F, S, B, and C varieties. Listener discretion is advised.
That's a hell of C's.
And now, coming to you live from the tri-state area and San Francisco, California, it's the best part of Wednesday, Waffle Box, with your hosts, Mike Fish and Kush Hayes.
Welcome to Waffle Box, the podcast where we talk about anything, everything, and nothing at the same time. Coming up on episode 155, Dave Grohl upsets the Swifties. One man and his interesting diet. The Bikeriders get the movie review treatment, and much, much more. I am Mike Fish, and I am joined, as always, by the main man from San Fran. It's Mr. Kush Hayes. Kush, how you doing, buddy?
What's good, y'all? Kush Hayes here, coming to you. 155 of these waffle boxes. Damn, they could fill a whole room here. It's the best part of Wednesdays, coming to you all the way from the feature home of Super Bowl 60. It is the best part of Wednesdays. I think I said that. It's the People's Podcast. You love us because we do this. We do this because we love you. Producer Lathan was shaking.
What's up, fellas? Sorry about last week, but as my cousin Vinny let you know, I was feeling a little under the weather. I don't want to go into it too much, but let's just say that it rhymes with schmoneria. Anywho, nothing some antibiotics can't clear up. Who's ready for another amazing show?
Digital gonorrhea. That's amazing.
Man, it's interesting.
Because he's
Wipe
still
a
just
hard drive
AI.
and a half, right?
It's amazing that you got a sexual disease from just being a computer program.
What kind of websites was he looking at, huh?
Yeah, right? Seriously. Ooh, daddy.
Pornhub's pretty clean.
Pornhub's pretty good about their security and their
Yeah.
viruses. Yeah.
Some dark.
So it
web
wasn't that.
pornography.
He went down the darkest. of
Dirty,
webs,
dirty
probably.
boy. How are you, Kush? I'm living in the middle of a heat wave. How are you?
I'm doing well. We are not in the heat wave. It is traditional San Francisco with all the overcast and the fog, as you might see outside of a Full House opening credits. I'm okay. I had an interesting thing happen to me on Friday night.
Do tell.
I'm really happy to tell. I went to my favorite local watering establishment.
The alcohol dispensary.
It's an alcohol dispensary for sure, but it's a little bit more than that. However, I don't, as usual, I don't want to tell you guys because I don't want the 8 of you to come and flood that place and make it more popular. Anyways, got there at the hour where they're not even charging a cover charge at this point. And almost every time this happens, I walk past the guy who looks like the bouncer. Sometimes that dude goes like, yeah, go on in, man. Good for you. Happy to see you. Whatever. Sometimes I go like, oh, hey, man. Sorry to see you there. Can you please show me your ID? That was this case. And I was like, not a problem. But he was like, can you go back over here? He's talking me moving 6 feet from where I am right now to see my ID. And I'm like, nah. I'm not trying to give him an attitude, but like the light isn't any different. My ID doesn't look any different. The gray hairs in my beard don't look any different. Like, if you want to see my ID, I'm happy to show you my ID, but I'm not going 6 feet backwards because you have a power thing. He then enforced his will a little more, and I went, oh, this because like my ID is right here. You can hear that security camera can see it right here. And he's like, I want you to go right here. So I do. I comply because guess what? I'm not a tough guy, guys.
You're a law-abiding citizen.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, and also like doing something stupid gets me immediately uninvited from going back to this place ever again. And I've been coming here forever. Like, not everyone knows me here, but everyone knows me here. So anyway, okay, Blade. Oh, by the way, this gentleman, it's one
His
of
name's
those fancy
Blade?
establishments, or he is not Blade,
Oh, I thought you
but
said
he
okay,
is dressed
Blade.
head to toe in black, and then he's got the
Oh.
thickest, biggest, blackest trench coat on. And so I called him Neo, but I called him Blade, and he went like, "All right, buddy, you're not coming in here tonight." I was like, "Seriously?" And he was like, "Seriously?" I was like, "I think you should let me in." And he went, "Nah."
What,
So
that
I
didn't
walked
convince
away.
him? I'm shocked.
I did not get to pull my Jedi mind trick on him, but he's also that dude that like got rejected from the police academy or whatever his situation is. But like the black leather trench coat, even for this establishment, is way too much, and he took himself way too seriously. Asking me to step back 6 feet, also the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, dude, I'm giving you my ID. Here you go. I'm fucking 45 years old. I'll be 46 in August. Again,
Mazel
gray
tov.
hairs in this beard. Not all this beard, but they are there. Also, if you think I'm under 21, let me in the goddamn club because I don't got too much time to live. Please.
Tough
Sincerely.
paper route.
What the fuck is your problem? So, anyways, I walked away. I came back 2, 3 hours later because a buddy of mine was actually working down the street. Told him the whole situation. He fucking fell on the concrete laughing. And then I went back in and dude looked at me, dude saw me, and didn't do anything about it, and probably didn't recognize me, didn't remember me, and it was just his little bitch ass power trip. So hey,
So the
hey
second time
guys,
around, he just let you straight in, no ID.
no. So people, security details rotate. So at this point, when I go back in the club, he's not at the front door, but the guy knows me. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? Good to see you." Shake hands. I actually pay a cover now because it's 3, 4 hours later. But yeah, it's just one of those things like, you stupid fucking asshole. You really don't recognize me to that point where you denied me 2 to 3 hours ago, but you don't know who I am. Okay, it's you, dude. It's not me. It was you.
Well,
But he was
more
like,
power to
"You
you,
got an
Kush.
attitude here, bro. You can't come in." I was like, "I didn't have an attitude 6 feet ago. You did that shit."
See, I can't remember the last time I went to anywhere with a cover charge. I'm not dealing with that shit.
That's
Like,
okay.
no, there's no place that's good enough in this world where I have to spend money to just gain entry. Like,
You
get
are
the fuck
correct.
out of here.
I understand that. No, this is a place though where I can be left alone, um,
I
as
mean,
opposed to other places where I'm not left alone.
I'm not
Anyways,
asking any further questions, but yeah, no, I'm. If I walk up to an estate, just me personally, and they go, "Oh, that'll be $20 just to get in," I'm like, well, I'm good out here then. Thanks very much.
well, guess what? That's why we showed up at 8 o'clock as opposed to 9:30.
Ridiculousness. And you described it as a club. Oh my god! Like you, I know we're already established you're older than me, but I feel older than you because I'm like club. I'm not going to a club. Get the hell. Oh. I'm just like,
I like my
this
club.
isn't
I ain't been there since
music. You
Halloween.
call this music? It's too loud. Ah,
Um,
that'll be me.
well,
Maybe
you
a
are correct. The
nightclub.
music is too loud, but sometimes it's like having that overpowering bass just distract you from everything in your mind. Um, much like episode 4 of season 4 of The Boys this weekend, where we discovered Sister Sage needs to frontal lobotomize herself to escape being Sister Sage.
Spoiler
That
alert.
shit was amazing. It's the same level, but I don't put a power drill in my eye.
Good, 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 good.
Anyways, I had a great laugh about that. I had a great time hanging out with my friend. I then had a great time back at the same club I was not allowed access into. So go fuck yourself, guys. I've been a doorman. Um, I deal with security all the time. Like I sometimes I have to go into a locker room filled with millionaires. It doesn't have to be this difficult. Like, there are guys who are clearly threats. I'm not one of them. So despite me making fun of this dumb, kind of yeah, kind of compliment. Like, thank you for thinking
Clearly,
me of such a threat that you had to kick me out for hurting your feelings before
clearly,
I
he
even got into
didn't
the
like the
bar.
cut of your jib.
Yeah,
You need to recut your
fucking
jib, my
police
friend.
academy reject. Seriously,
Yeah.
he literally went like, "I don't want you standing there." I want you standing there and then show me your ID. And I was like, my ID's right here, stupid.
Still,
Here.
at least you're over it now. You're not holding any grudges.
No, no grudges. But yeah, I'm gonna remember that forever.
Oh, well, I've had a very uneventful week comparatively then.
I'm
I've
sorry
just
to hear that.
I've just been sweating a lot in this goddamn northeast heat wave that we're
Oh, I
going
heard
through.
that's a thing. Yeah, no, it's
Oh, it's
fucking
not letting up anytime
fog and
soon.
overcast today in San Francisco. So I've heard this is a thing.
It's just like every day. Like, again, we've had this argument, and I know there is science behind it, but I still hate the fact that I open up my weather app and it says 96 degrees, but it feels like 105. Well, it's 105 then. Just tell me it's 105. Like, I don't
Yes,
need your
yes, yes, and
science
yes.
jibber jabber. Just tell me what it is. But it's 106 today with like humidity as hell. So I just, even though I was just walking around in a t-shirt and shorts, it felt like I had a 600-pound man hugging me while I was walking around.
That
It,
explains the t-shirt, which by the way, I think looks fantastic.
well,
Even
thank
if
you
it
very
wasn't
much.
hot as hell right now, I think you'd be like, you're making that shit work, dude.
It's a very
But
thin,
it's also
summery
probably
shirt.
keeping you very cool.
Yeah, 'cause, like last week I wore the shirt and the vest, and I was gonna see if I could make that like a weekly thing, see if I could make that my gimmick, but I could
Oh,
not bring myself to wear two layers today, even though it was just a vest. So,
no,
hey, maybe next
no,
week
no,
we'll
no,
see.
no.
But looking at the weather app, this isn't going to let off anytime soon. So I'm going to be miserable for the next. Even we have AC, it's just like I'm a smoker, so I have to go outside every like so often. It just
Mhm.
slaps me in the face.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, yeah, right.
goddamn humidity.
It gets to the point where you're like, it'd have probably been better if I just stayed at home and not smoked. Because you can't smoke in your house.
No. And then the dogs look at me judgingly because they want to go out for their long walk, and I'm like, you'll
Mhm.
die. You are tiny, a black tiny dog who's old as fuck with a bad heart. You're gonna die if I take you out for a long walk right now. But they don't understand. So it's like I'm being judged. Ah, there you go. So that's it. That's my week. Heat is the big thing in my world right now. Big news coming out this week. Before we get into the top stories, though, just want to make sure everyone goes to enjoywafflebox.com, get there all the links and how you can help and subscribe to support the show. Blah 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 blah.
It'll be
And I
nice.
know Kush is going to hype up episode 200. Spoiler alert! Art Microdose coming up at the end of the show. But before we get into top stories, I highly recommend going back and listening to episode 199, where Kush talks to old friend of the show. She's been on this show as well. Robin Seller, fantastic conversation. It lasts about what was it, about like a 33, 34-minute conversation. It was very good. I listened to it last
It
night.
wasn't long. Yeah, it was half hour. It was under the maximum microdose I like to have.
I don't want to spoil anything for anyone, but she brought up some interesting mindscapes, which I was like, this is a fascinating conversation. So yeah, check that out. Go to bosnet.family. Listen to Microdose episode 199
I
with Kush and
really
Robin
appreciate hearing that
Settle.
from you, honestly.
Oh, it's fascinating. Very good
I mean,
conversation.
I'm there during the interview. I'm there during the edit, but I'm just like, I don't know if any of this is a thing. I never know. 200 episodes. I never know.
Okay. But whatever. We love to do it. And we do it because we love it, or whatever the hell. Whatever. Anyway. Shall we get into
You
the
were
top
there.
stories? Because there's some big top stories this week. Oh my god. OMG.
Let's get into it, man. Like,
OMFNG LMAFAO and all the other things they say. These kids. Anyway, Lathan, you haven't been working for a week, so you better hit this right. It's now time for this week's top stories.
It's now time for this week's top stories.
This past
balls.
Saturday,
Always
the
bubbles.
Foo Fighters, or
Yeah.
as Christopher Walken calls them, Foo Fighters, had a show in London, in the London Stadium where West Ham United play. Come on, you Irons. And Dave Grohl had some interesting things to say. And he said some things over the live mic into the crowd. And obviously, as the world we live in today, many people were filming him while he was saying it, put it out on the internet. And now some things are upset, right? So
Oh boy.
I have the audio that I am going to play for you and the listeners because
Please.
I texted you earlier, and as far as I'm aware, you are still unfamiliar with what's going on with the Dave Grohl situation.
Pretty ignorant about it. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So I'm going to play the audio, and then I have some thoughts on this. But yes, Taylor Swift was mentioned by Dave Grohl, and as you can imagine, Taylor Swift's fans on social media took it incredibly well and had a very grown-up reaction to it.
Okay.
Right, here we go. Here's Dave.
Oh, all right. I'll close my eyes now.
So we like to call our tour the Errors Tour because I feel like we've had more than a few eras and more than a few fucking errors as well. Just a couple. That's because we actually play live. What?
So for those, no, it's very difficult as it's a fan recording.
That's pretty benign.
But basically, Dave Grohl suggested that they have made some errors in their live show, not errors.
Errors. Okay,
Like
that was
making the
not easy to decipherate.
Making the connection between Taylor Swift's Eras tour and their Errors tour that they was laughing about. But then he chimed in with, well, that's because we actually play our music live. What? And so suggesting basically that Taylor Swift, whenever she comes out with her guitar, because she does that sometimes, she comes out.
She does an acoustic gimmick
guitar,
for sure.
suggesting that Taylor Swift is just miming playing the guitar whilst singing along.
Okay.
It's an innocent jibe. It's a little jab, but it's whatever. It's that you could argue that maybe like why did you do that? Like but still, it's an innocent thing. And Taylor Swift's fans have reacted, as you can imagine, because we did an extra waffle episode about toxic fandom about a year or so ago.
It was a while ago, yeah.
And this was a fantastic example of it because, as you can imagine, lots of people who have probably never, ever, ever, ever listened to Foo Fighters or Nirvana, whatever, all of a sudden saying, I was a big fan of Dave Grohl, but I'm never going to listen to him again. Oh, because he said something mean about Taylor Swift. And then, this is like, I'm going to actually be a little bit serious here, Kush, if you don't mind me.
Take your time.
Sometimes I like to get them every now and again on the Waffle Box. I like to get in a soapbox. Not too often.
Let me put that box up.
Sometimes it happens, right?
There we go.
Thank
All
you.
right, there you go.
I appreciate it. There's a few, and I'm not gonna group all the Swifties in the same breath because I know some Swifties and they're great people. So if you're a Swiftie, don't feel personally attacked by this. I'm not accusing you directly because you're a Swiftie, you have this. But some Swifties I've seen on the internet, on social media, trying to make this such a bigger thing than it is, because I've seen that they're quoting this video and saying, I'm so disappointed in Dave Grohl. Why is he attacking women? Why is he being misogynist? And I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Doing that? Oh, no. You went down that rabbit hole.
He made a joke about Taylor Swift. He's not misogynist. He's not attacking women. He just made a joke about someone who happens to be a woman. And it annoys me because it's the boy who cried wolf syndrome.
Yeah.
Because if you just keep,
I'm following you.
If anyone mentions anything about a woman and you just start crying misogyny, then when some real assholes who are actually being misogynistic and you call them out, people are going to stop it. They're going to ignore you because you just say misogyny about everything. So the real misogynists are getting away with it because you're just calling everything out as misogyny. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. Yes.
Like, it's just like, stop, please. And they're like, people now apparently going after his daughter on social media and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like,
no,
my
not cool.
God,
No,
stop.
Sparno.
It was a funny joke.
Gusto.
Because I'm assuming, you'll know because like you're in production of television, sports, and stuff like that.
Happens.
People talk, right? People in your industry talk to each other.
Yes.
So I'm assuming his roadies have spoken to Taylor Swift roadies, have spoken to Dua Lipa's roadies, have spoken to, and maybe they even do the same
Oh yeah.
shows. Like people talk.
Dude, I got notes about the Matrix Part 4 on a Kenan Thompson commercial shoot. I'm like, why am I hearing about Matrix 4? By the way, I tried to get on the Matrix 4 as an extra, and I was like, I guess I'm not
You'd have been great in Matrix 4.
biracial enough. So, but then I saw the movie and I was like, oh fuck you! I could have actually just thrown myself out of a window to try and kill Keanu Reeves. Like,
You'd have knocked
go
out
kill
of the
yourself.
park, my friend. You'd have been great in the Matrix 4, and there.
How did I great in the Matrix 4 as one of
And the
those
Matrix
zombies?
4 is a worse movie because you're not in it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mike Fish.
But yeah, so where was I going with this? Anyway, yeah. So to the fact that I'm assuming he's suggested that Taylor Swift doesn't play live is sorry, I've just shocked you by putting my glasses because my eyes are getting a little bit.
It made it seem a lot credible.
Thank you. But yeah, so I'm assuming he's not just throwing this out. Obviously, someone has said something to someone, and someone else has said something to someone else. Blah blah blah. So maybe Taylor Swift doesn't play live. It's not that big of a deal. Who cares? And it was just a throwaway, funny line. Ha.
Ah.
It's not the end of the world, but everyone's just blowing it. It just makes me sad. Like Jesus Christ!
Again,
like
toxic,
I'm a
toxic
huge
fandom
fan
comes from all angles.
of lots of things, but I've never like. I'm a huge fan of Slipknot. I have Slipknot. I have their faces tattooed on my arms.
Oh,
but if someone says something negative about Slipknot, I'm just moving on with my day. It's like
I kind of want you to engage in Mortal Kombat.
Maybe depends if they're smaller than me. That might, but that's the problem.
Well, you're
being
wiry.
Me. I
You
am
are
wiry.
wiry.
I'm like a spider monkey.
Yeah, man. Like, don't let them catch you. But if you catch them, game's over.
I have had one situation, only one in my entire life, where I was drunk enough and brave enough to be like, you know what? I'm gonna threaten this man to combat. And I think it was because I was so small and so tiny and so skinny, and yet I sounded so confident. I could tell in his face, he looked at me as if to say, I'm 99% sure I could kill this boy.
Oh,
But he's
really?
so confident.
Someone said that to you?
No. I'm saying this is like his internal monologue.
Oh, that's
his
monologue. Okay,
I'm sure he was like, I'm 99% sure I could murder this man, but he seems very confident. So maybe he knows something I don't know. And so he was just backed up. He's like, all right, whatever, forget it. And I was like, yeah, victory. Because if he had actually come down to fisticuffs, I might not be here today. But yeah. But yeah, just stop. Just if someone makes a joke about your favorite, like 99.9% of these Taylor Swift fans have never met Taylor Swift. They're never going to be friends with Taylor Swift. Stop devoting your life. Like, be a fan of them by all means. And if someone says they suck, and by all means go, no, they don't suck. I like them. But just to attack someone, it's just mind blowing to me. Stop it.
Same. I agree with you 100%. We also did a whole thing during the Taylor Swift concert movie review where I was just like, yeah, I literally read you the one negative comment I got. I got a lot of negative comments, but it was like, this one is longer than my phone, bro. It was like, holy shit, dude. It was.
I wish I remember which episode it was, but well, I mean, if you go back, it was the episode.
It's the Taylor Swift concert movie review. Find it on YouTube.
Find it on youtube.com/@WaffleBoxPod.
Yeah, people are weird, man, and like these celebrities, they got protection, and they've also agreed to be a part of this. And sometimes they discover I didn't agree to be a part of this, but you're now a part of this, and they've adjust. But that does not give you the right to just shit on them positively or negatively. Um, yeah, whatever. Dave Grohl, you made a joke, I guess. We're gonna take it like a joke, but you should think of yourself now because you are a fucking Hall of Famer, sir. Much like George Lucas, that guy can't tell you what he likes or hates. If George Lucas likes a movie, it's the greatest movie ever. If he hates a movie or just didn't like it, even, it's the worst movie ever. And he has come to peace with that, or come to Jesus with that. You decide. Whatever. However, yeah, fucking hell, man, dude. Yeah. So I think everyone's definitely overreacting to this, but Dave Grohl, come on, man, be cool with this,
Yeah, in
or
summary,
smarter than this at least.
if someone makes a joke about a woman, they are not automatically misogynist or
No, for sure.
attacking women. Chill.
Yep.
Chill. Everything's gonna
And
be
I don't think he was doing
okay.
that. Yeah, I
No.
think those examples we gave us were like, oh my god, these people got the most extreme wrong reaction.
And there's a problem when you do that, suddenly all of your future points aren't taken serious anymore because people are like, oh,
Yes.
there we go. Knocking down, they're complaining again. Shut up. So just be rational, people, and then you'll get more respect. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, could Dave Grohl not made a joke? Sure, but
Could have not made a
stop
joke,
reacting
but
so
yeah,
fucking
but
harshly.
then she hugged the Prince of England, and yeah,
She
then
did?
things accentuated a lot harder.
How dare she? Hug
So
the
yeah,
Prince of England.
Prince William, yeah, not King William, Prince William, and all of his friends and family were at that concert. There was, again, this is all through Variety that I'm getting this information from, but yeah, so things have intensified a lot more because now there's that British royalty acceptance.
Well, I don't sign off on that. Anyway, let's move on to some lighter things. Let's move on to the lighter stories.
Let's get the lighter.
An ex-Disney employee recently
Oh my god.
exposed a guest for being quite possibly the most, shall we say, innocent person on the face of the earth. So
Okay, I'm gonna take a breath.
TikTok user at Ohana in Orlando was responding to a question where someone was like, what's the dumbest thing you've ever heard from a customer, or the dumbest question you've ever been asked from a customer, or something along those lines.
Sure.
And so that person previously worked at Disneyland World Resorts, or whatever it is in Florida. Whatever it's called, because it's Disneyland and it's Disney World. I can't remember which is which, but the one in Florida. And said, so she had a customer complain that she had been checked in for hours and yet her luggage still hadn't arrived to her room, which is a fair question to ask. You know, if you've been checked in for a while, you've been to your room,
service.
and all that good stuff. Where's my luggage? Fair question to ask. Where are their luggage, right? And so when they probed, okay, so right, your luggage, you arrive at your luggage, blah blah blah. Where's your luggage? What happened to your luggage? They said that they used, quote, Disney's Magical Express service, which is a service that basically transports you from the airport and your luggage to Disney World. Right?
Sure.
You follow me so far?
Question mark.
So, okay, so the shuttle or Disney's Magical Express service should have taken your luggage from Orlando International Airport to Walt Disney Resorts. At what point did you last see your luggage? They asked this person.
In Milwaukee. or Arizona or wherever they departed from.
Bingo, bango. They told them they had left their luggage on their front porch back at home because they
Front
thought the
porch.
service was, quote, magical, and it would pick it up for them and take it to Walt Disney for them. So they left their house, got in their Uber or taxi or whatever to go to the airport and watched as they left, as their luggage was disappearing into the distance as they were heading, and they thought fucking Mickey Mouse was gonna pop along behind them and grab their luggage and take them to Disney for them.
It's very naive.
Is
I'm
that
not mad, but that's very naive.
the most crazy thing?
What's up, fellas? They actually thought the Magical Express was magical? Do they also think that Gorilla Glue is made out of real gorillas? That Band-Aids make music? Cotton candy is made out of real cotton? I mean, I could keep going, but I have to respect the rule of 3.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like, yeah, like what? Where are these? I don't know. It doesn't say in the article how old these guests are. But if you seriously still believe in quote unquote magic, I'm almost impressed that they made it from their house to Walt Disney.
You know what, man? Like, I wish I lived in a neighborhood where I could be that naive. A couple of years ago, I left a neighborhood where the owner of the house left their garage door wide open, and that's how we exited the place. And then I was like, oh man, I wish I lived here because I could leave my garage door open. Where I'm going with this is like people are getting carjacked in front of my fucking house. So why wouldn't my neighbors are having their packages stolen right in front of me with my doorbell camera? They don't have a doorbell camera. I have the doorbell camera. Packages are being stolen willy-nilly. Also, those packages are also being returned because, like, oh, this is some bullshit ass t-shirt. I don't want this. And then it gets returned.
That's nice.
Weird situation, but that is all still happening. So I don't know why you think you could just leave your bags on your doorstep and expect Mickey Mouse or Jiminy Cricket or whoever to pick up your bags and deliver them to Orlando.
I mean, in an ideal
Fucking
world,
hell.
I'd like to think that when they returned home, their luggage was still waiting for them.
That would
I
be
have
great, right?
But I have a feeling that there's going to be some certain people in their neighborhood wearing their clothes as they
Best
return.
worst case scenario, that the luggage still be in their house. You know what? No. No one in their neighborhood would be wearing their clothes. That shit would immediately be transported way out of the district or whatever situation. Anyways, yeah,
I
that would be great if the luggage was still on the doorstep when they got back.
I guess I'm fortunate enough to be living in technically one of those neighborhoods because I remember once when I was flying back from Hong Kong, my luggage got left behind in Hong Kong, and the airline said they will return my luggage to me within 2 to 3 days. And then I get a text message while I'm at work saying, "Hey, we just dropped off your luggage outside." And so I had like the rest, like the 4 to 5 hours between then and when I got home, thinking, God damn, I hope my luggage is still there. Please let my luggage still be there. Please let my luggage still be there. Thankfully, it was. But it's like, that's such a terrible service. Like, you lost my luggage and now you found my luggage and you're just going to leave it out there in the open?
Yeah, right. No,
And
I've had the weirder situation where I've gotten the text message, photo. Here's where we left your luggage. We left it in front of your house. Oh, that is clearly not my fucking house, but that's where my luggage is. Thank you.
Well, at least they sent you a photo so you could kind of at least like walk around your neighborhood with the picture trying to find the front door in which your luggage is in front of.
Joke's on them. They got all dirty underwear. Like, go fuck yourselves. Like, what are you gonna do with that? Joke was on them again. I new underwear on Amazon the next day, and it was delivered the next day.
Boom. Kush wins.
Reluctantly.
Final story, real quick. So, forget Viagra. Step aside Nugenics. Have you seen those Nugenics commercials, by the way, Kush? They're fantastic.
No, I have not.
Oh, it's always about former pro athletes getting old and like, oh, you need to boost your T. It's testosterone. And then it's like there's always a woman there, and they always like suggest like, whoa, hey, even she'll like it. And then the woman like blushes like a stereotypical Japanese geisha girl. And it's really fucking awkward. As if like they're insinuating, if you take this, you'll fuck better. But yeah, so forget all of that. One man has decided he's going to try a new way to boost his natural testosterone. Because one genius has decided, I use the word genius lightly because he's from Florida, but he's using what is a totally sane idea. So the man known only as John, which is probably for the best that he's not given his full name or even his real name, has started eating on the daily raw bull testicles in a way because he believes by eating raw bull testicles, he will boost his testosterone. Right. Now you're thinking, I know what you're thinking, everyone's thinking this because we're all sane people here and who produce and listen to the left box. Is that, well, okay, so if you're thinking this, you've obviously got some science behind this, right? There's a reason why you decided to eat bull testicles to boost your testosterone. There must be some science behind this, right?
So Russell could.
So what's the science experiment? Is he gonna eat bull testicles every day and then work out how it affects himself? Or is he gonna get himself tested? Maybe he's gonna get blood work constantly to see if his testosterone is rising. Well, let's see. So John pairs the testicles every day with a different food because you just don't want to eat testicles on their own like a weirdo. You want to have some vegetables, maybe some rice on the side, like a real man. But no one right now knows how long he plans to eat the raw testicles, and he hasn't even detailed any specific physical changes that he's seen yet. Fans who are watching these videos, firstly, by all means, out of pure curiosity, watch one of these. But after that, I'm not watching any more raw testicle consumption because that's weird. But even they're suggesting that, hey, maybe you should measure this. And he's on probably day 12, and he's like, oh, you know what? Actually, if I'm eating raw testicles to boost my testosterone, maybe I should measure my testosterone. And it's just so this guy, as far as I'm aware, has some kind of kink that he's just deciding to eat these and just put these on social media.
Yes. And yes.
Where the fuck is he getting them from? As well. That's another thing.
Question.
I'd be afraid to Google it, but I wouldn't know where to get animal testicles. There's a lot of Asian supermarkets around me where you can get some interesting things. I've never seen some testicles on the shelf, so I don't know where to get testicles. But you know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna, if I want to boost my T, as they call it in the streets, boost your T. Let's get some exercise. You know what I mean? Just run about a bit. You don't need to consume bollocks. What are your thoughts on this, Kush?
I agree with you 100%. You don't need to actually increase your T by eating the bollocks of any animal. However, yeah, guess what? If there's a restaurant that's going to offer like Rocky Mountain grape nuts, I might try one or two.
Well, if it's a restaurant, it's different because you like to think
it's a restaurant of it's different. Yes,
they're gonna prepare either whether it needs to be cooked or they're gonna prepare it with something that's gonna taste nice.
Mm-hmm. No, this
Whereas
dude is
he's
definitely
pulling
going
them out of a
about his
bag
own
and that.
recipes, and you're like, who touched these recipes, man? What are you doing?
Hmm.
This is no bueno.
No es bueno, John.
No es
What
bueno.
the fuck are you doing? Don't eat bollocks. Or if you are going to eat bollocks, measure yourself.
Go about it better.
Be really scientific about it. Otherwise, you're just being weird. Anyway. John, the testicle eater, is not achieving anything, but there are some people or some things out there achieving things with their life.
Oh,
And we're about to
We're
talk
good.
about it because they're out there doing some things, and an Irish brewery is like, yeah, you did a thing, and we're going to congratulate you by printing out a thing on a piece of paper and giving it to you so you can put it on the wall and brag to your parents because they all think that you're a piece of shit because you dropped out of college. But they're oh, well, you have a Guinness World Record. Congratulations. It's now time for this week's Dumb World Record of the Week.
Why?
Why? Why would I? Why? Why?
Why? That's why. Why? Why? Why would you want to do that?
This week's Dumb World Record comes to us from these United States of Americas. American short-hair cat Bao Zi, originally from China, broke the Guinness World Record for fastest 10 meters traveled on a skateboard by a cat.
What? Please repeat that.
So Bao Zi, the American short-hair cat, broke the
Sure.
Guinness World Record for fastest time to travel 10 meters on a skateboard by a cat.
Okay. Once again, Mike Fish. That's a world record.
It is. It's something I've never done mainly because I can't
Never
ride
heard
a
of it.
skateboard or I'm not a
Holy
cat.
fuck.
But other than that, I'm doing all right.
You're doing pretty great.
Bao Zi's owner, professional dog trainer, said his original intention was he bought the cat home was to help with a. So basically, he got a cat. This is the way article is written is terrible. It's saying, so I'll read it as it reads. Said his original intention when he bought a cat home was to, right. Basically, he had a cat. He had a mouse problem, and he was like, "I need a cat, so I'm gonna get a cat. They're gonna eat a mouse." But then Jing Tao, who's the owner, said he soon realized Bao Zi might have talents beyond mousing. Ooh.
Oh.
Quote, I've been training dogs for over a decade, and I started skateboarding with my own dog just for fun. But Bao Zi showed a keen interest in skateboards, so I decided to nurture his behavior. He said it took about a year for the feline to master the art of skateboarding, which it's pretty impressive because
very impressive.
I'm pretty sure it'd take me longer than that.
Both of us are a lot longer to a center of gravity than the cat is, but
long and dangly.
Even with your skinny ass skeleton arms, it's okay. Like the cat is much lower to the ground.
My dog rides his skateboard sometimes. Fun fact. I mean,
oh my god, what's happening here?
wait, this is his skateboard. That's the
Okay.
dog's skateboard. It was
That's
funny.
a little banana board, but it's not
I
quite
think it's a short board.
It's a very
yeah.
short board.
One time he jumped on it and realized it moved when he jumped on it. So gradually he would like work up a bit more pace to jump on it, and it would move a little bit more.
It's kind of exciting, actually.
It is kind of exciting, but I don't think he's going to break any records. He's not going to travel 10 meters anytime soon. He's gone about. I think his record right now is about 10 centimeters. But
no, I bet you could work him up to that.
Yeah,
but you could make him do that, Mike Fish.
Or just start him on an incline or decline. Start him on a hill.
There appears to be no rule about how the board rolls.
But how quickly did Bowsy, the American short hair cat, travel 10 meters on a skateboard?
Oh,
In
5 seconds.
Oh, a little bit slower than that. 12.85 seconds. So it's like
5 seconds.
less than or more than a second a meter. So it's not very. But I want to see a video of this because is he kicking?
More than a second
Is
a
it, is
meter.
it, is
Oh my
it,
god.
is it kicking? Or is it just slowly like. Is it just like jumping on the skateboard
I would imagine it's kicking.
and then everyone has to wait
I would imagine it's kicking.
as the cat is just
However,
slowly
I'm still saying 5 seconds, but
traveling?
based before the Jeopardy music, I'm guessing it's a lot shorter than that.
This is this cat just slowly. Because I imagine that'd be a pretty miserable watch, even though it only lasts 12 seconds. Just watching this cat just slowly, like the novelty would wear off pretty quickly, I imagine.
I like cats, but you have to tell me.
I'm telling you, it would. Then his owner, in a great quote, Mr. Jingtao said, "Actually, it's quite hard training a cat to ride a skateboard. You know, shit.
Sure.
I believe it.
I also believe it.
I also believe it. But yeah, congratulations, I guess, Bowsy, the American short-haired cat, for claiming the Guinness World Record for fastest 10 meters, very specific, traveled on a skateboard by a cat.
And how fast did he go? How fast was he?
Well, he
3
did it in
seconds?
12.85 seconds. I told you.
12.85 seconds. Okay.
So if we work that out, so let's just say it's a. All right, let's do some quick math. So, 1,000, it's obviously 1,000 meters in a kilometer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
I
100.
don't know what kilometer.
So 110 meter stretches in a kilometer. So 12.85 seconds. So it took him 1,285. It would have taken him, in theory, 1,285 seconds to travel the kilometer. And there's 60 seconds in a minute. So he was traveling 21 kilometers per hour. If I'm right.
If you're right, get to it.
kph to miles per hour, 21.4. He was traveling around about 13 miles per hour. What a speedy little cat.
That's what I'm talking about. That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. That is still an
quick
answer.
math.
I don't know.
2 plus 2 plus 4 equals quick math.
Sure.
Anyway, this is going nowhere. But anyway, Bowsy, congratulations. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to have a little infomercial for you watching the video version. We'll be right back with birthday blackjack, movie review, and all that good stuff. Strip club movie review still to come as well.
Oh my god! Yeah, I have a whole
so
thing.
much
I have
fun.
a whole bunch of things in the second half. All right, yeah. Time out.
Time out. We'll be right back after this short break.
Ladies, when you put on that sleeveless dress, what's the first thing that sticks out? Our arms are the problem area that we never seem to be able to find the solution for, until now, with the Shake Weight. Shake Weight is the flab-busting breakthrough that trims your arms and shapes your shoulders at the same time.
Back of my arm. Definitely in the tricep area.
Oh my gosh, I can feel the definition already.
That's a real workout.
You just shake it, back and forth. There's no motor, no batteries, and you get the results you want.
In a matter of seconds, you feel it really working your muscles. My arms feel worked. It's definitely a good workout. I'm feeling it in my chest and my biceps and my triceps.
Inside the Shake Weight are dual moving weights called dynamic inertia that simultaneously target and engage your biceps and triceps. It's the power of 240 muscle contractions per minute. In fact, if you had the Shake Weight in your hands right now, you'd feel the results before the end of this commercial. Now you can wear the dress styles you want, the chic blouses that show off your arms, even those cute t-shirts that make casual look just a little sexy.
Place
Place your bets. It's now time for birthday blackjack.
I also like to live dangerously.
They'd stop whispering in my ear if you don't want me to have sex with you. Holy shit.
On that note, welcome to June 26th edition of the Birthday Blackjack. Well, nice and easy if you've never played this before. I'm going to give you 5 celebrities and who are celebrating their birthday today, and you have to guess how old they are now. It's simple. And there is a margin of error, of course. If, for example, if someone is 50 and you guess 55, you score 5 points. With the name or the aim of the game is to stay below 21 or under, so it's not go bust. Hence the blackjack element. Nice and simple, right? Kush, are you ready to play this week's birthday blackjack?
I am ready, sir. Let's roll.
So we got 5 legendary celebrities.
Okay.
Right now, this is the 18th version. So out of 17, you are 7 and 10. Not too bad.
Excellent.
Only 3 under 500. You can still make the wild card. It's all good. It's all good. Are you ready for number 1?
I'm ready.
Number 1.
Baseball legend and former New York Yankee, Mr. Derek Jeter, celebrates his birthday today. How old is Derek Jeter?
48 years old.
You've gone with 48?
48 is my final answer.
He turned the big 5-0. The big 5-0.
Wow! You never really know with this game, Mike.
Start off strong with a score of 2. Let's move on to numero 2.
Let's go.
Number 2.
Singer-songwriter and apparently an actress, although I've never seen her or anything. Ariana Grande.
Oh. I only kind of know her. Jesus.
How old is
29
Ariana
years old.
Grande? 29 years old?
I don't think she's older than 30. I believe she's just 29. But I only just know of her.
Ariana Grande turns 31. So again, 2 out. So you're only on 4 after 2 celebrities. Not bad score. Let us know how you're playing at home in the comment section. Or
Max
at Waffle Box on
Ben
Twitter.
Kingsley. How old is Ben Kingsley?
Number 3.
Number 3 is actor and Batman's former sidekick, Mr. Chris O'Donnell. How old is Chris O'Donnell, aka Robin, from Batman and Robin?
48.
Where he was teamed up with, was that a Val Kilmer one? Was that Val Kilmer?
He's been in the Val Kilmer one. He was also in the George Clooney one.
How old's old Chris O'Donnell?
48.
You go with 48.
Mm-hmm. I actually have personal experience with Chris O'Donnell.
Do tell.
I might get it. Let me just say this. He should probably stop acting despite being on a very successful CBS show and maybe go into politics. He has some wild opinions. I don't know if they're good or bad, but I bet he could be a senator in the next 5 years if he wanted to be.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that. You guessed 48. He is 54 today.
Okay. Wow.
That's 6.
Good for
So
him.
push up to 10.
Bad for him? No, bad for him. He's older than me. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt.
So you got a lot of wiggle room going. So I think it's the same.
We're still doing okay.
I think you might have been around
We're
about this
still
time.
okay. What are
this
we,
point last
12?
week as well. So you got to stay below 12 in the last 2.
Number 4.
Number 4, former NFL football player and dogfight promoter, Michael Vick, celebrates his birthday today.
62.
How old is Dirty Michael Vick?
62.
62?
Yeah. That might be a little old, actually, but I'm getting some 62.
Right, I have to work this one out because
with my slurs. You don't have this information in front of you? What the hell,
I
man?
do, but spoiler alert, you are so far out that I'm trying to work out how far out you are. He is 44 today.
Fucking hell, no way.
So that means you're 18 out? That puts you up to 28.
I killed myself right now.
You killed yourself because you can't even if you get spot on and you get that -5, you can't save yourself, unfortunately.
So I'm over the limit now.
You're over that. You are now officially 7-11. But for those playing at home, we're still going to do number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
So sad.
Hector from Parks and Recreation, what most people know him from. Mr. Nick Offerman. How old 54. Is Nick Offerman? You going with 54?
54, please.
Perfect.
He is 54 years old today. So -5. That takes you down to 23. Doesn't help you. So unfortunately, because of Michael Vick, and who'd have thunk? Yes, again, fuck you, Michael Vick, for ruining everything.
That's amazing. Michael Vick was doing dog shows at like 20 years old.
What an asshole.
That's not a new story.
No, it's not.
I sincerely, Mike Fish, you watch football more than I do. You follow this shit more than I do. I feel like that was 2 decades ago.
It was before my time.
It was before your time. All right, fair enough.
But yeah, fuck you, Michael Vick, for ruining his birthday blackjack. So yeah, if you score of 23, unfortunately, Kush, you're a loser.
You lose.
The doorman at the Dodo Club would say the same thing.
And much like many a drunk person on a Friday night, you're now sat out 7-11.
I'm drunk. Fuck you.
Let's move on swiftly to my favorite segment. Your favorite segment. Everyone around the world's favorite segment. I stole that from something I can't think of. It's now time for this week's Strip Club Yelp reviews.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Lust and Regret.
It's now time for this
Here we go.
Strip Club
I just
Yelp
got a loan.
reviews.
There we go.
Yeah. We in the club. Welcome to this week's Strip Club Yelp reviews, where we read Yelp reviews from strip clubs. I mean, the clue's in the title. This week we are in the hot spot of Cleveland, Ohio. Ooh.
The land of LeBron James. The land LeBron James.
Maybe I'm going to read one of his reviews. Probably not, but maybe. You never know. And the name of the establishment is Larry Flint's Hustler Club.
Yeah, that's a brand. That's a corporate brand.
Oh,
we
no.
have that in San Francisco too. It's fine. It's a fine club. It's all right.
Right, where do we start?
At the beginning, of course.
Let's start off with a positive one. Aaron S. writes, I regret to inform you that in casual conversation, my friend and I had gas passed upon us by one of your performers.
No, she fired him. Oops.
I acknowledge that while we both smelt it, neither of us dealt it. We are men of our word, and when we looked into each other's watery eyes, we knew that we were being honest in our roles in this fart crime. It's also troubling that due to circumstances beyond our control, my friend and I both happen to look like human fart machines. This routinely makes us targets to be blast zones for cropped dustings.
What?
Where a less suspect person, say for instance a 90-pound woman in Clear Hills, feels tempted to swoop in, unleash hell, and flee the scene with no one the wiser, we are gentlemen that smell neutral at worst, normally delightful. I myself normally smell wonderful, even after rigorous workouts. However, I am not here to get anyone in trouble. These things happen. I just felt compelled to speak on behalf of people that suffer this sort of thing regularly. 5 stars.
5 stars. Okay.
So he obviously clearly enjoys being fired on.
Yes. So I don't enjoy being farted on. I can't tell you a moment I've been farted on. But if I had, it would not be fucking 5 stars. It would be a fucking very, very upsetting night. I'd be like, this bitch just farted me. Like fish. I'm at most giving 2 stars.
At most. But sometimes.
At most. At the bare minimum.
Being fired on is not going to be the ruin the night, but it's going to put a damper on it at least. At the very
it's
least.
disappointing at most.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
it's like it's like if you order curly fries with your meal and they give you regular fries, it's not going to ruin the meal, but you're going to remember that shit. You're going to remember that
Ironically, when you order regular fries and they throw a curly fry in, you're like, oh, fuck yes.
Yeah. That's that.
Like, I'm not even a curly fry guy, but I'm just like, all right.
Yeah. Today's going to be a good day. Tonya.
Wow.
Tonya H writes, my fiance went there for his bachelor party.
Wow.
He came home minus a belt with welt marks all over his back. I'm beyond pissed. Who the hell does this to someone? Definitely will be getting the word out to people. Stay away, 1 star.
Anya.
I mean,
one, your man likes to be whipped with his own belt. 2, for some reason, he didn't get it back. I've been in a situation where I was in Las Vegas and I was in a private establishment, and then within that private establishment was in a private room. And then the time ended, and some big behemoth walked in, and I was like, hey man, she told me to take my belt off. And it was okay. But guess what? I got my belt back within seconds. So you got a lot to go. You have a lot to meditate on here, madam.
But generally, if you've accepted that your fiance goes to a strip club for his bachelor party, you're going to have to realize he's probably going to be the center of attention for a little while, at least some part of his evening.
For a center of attention for a little bit. Sure. That's not a thing he regularly does. He probably got talked into it. If you're marrying this man, you have established this is not a thing he does regularly. But this is the bachelor party. We both agree on that?
Agreed.
All right. Yeah. Woman, you don't put this on Yelp. I would also love to know if they are still married.
They will not. Probably not. Or even if they even did get married. The final review.
No, they still got married because they had a fucking date booked.
True.
But then they got divorced. It's weird how that works out. You could just like cancel everything. Like, oh, instead of paying $10,000 for the catering, we lost $1,500 on the catering. People won't do that. People would rather spend the actual entire experience as opposed to going like, yeah, no, we should stop this right now.
Our final review this week
Blackfish
comes from another female who had an experience with her male compatriot.
Female reviews are off the charts.
Cynthia D writes, for months, my boyfriend and I would drive past this place as it was being built. You could tell they were dumping big bucks into it. Lots of marble. This Vegas-like building was coming to life. The first week they opened, my boyfriend wants us to go check it out. I've never been to a strip club. The big night comes. I'm trying to be all cool and hip. Yeah, couples go to strip clubs and have a blast. We're bad that way too. We're walking to the door and I'm kvetching. Kvetching?
Kvetching.
Kvetching.
It's a Yiddish word.
Doesn't sound like a good word though. I'm assuming
she's not having a good time. She's like,
yeah.
It's dry heaving.
But why? Why, Cynthia? Why are you kvetching? Well, she says, my man is going to see pairs and pairs of round, full boobs, tight asses, gorgeous young things. This is so intimidating.
Yeah. Yes, and yes, and yes.
We're at a table, and this skinny little thing in a bikini comes to join us. She sits down and starts to chat. Then she puts her hand on my boyfriend's shoulder. I've never been a jealous woman.
Nice.
But whatever, I saw red in all capital letters.
Nice. Yeah, I kind of like this.
How dare she? I wanted to grab her by her scrawny little neck and shake her until her extensions fell out. She must have felt the steam come out of my ears, so she took off. This was no hip couple she was chatting up, no money to be made here. After she leaves, my boyfriend asked me if I'd like a lap dance. Why would I want some skank grinding on me, putting her boobs in my face? Why? I guess there's no ounce of lesbo tendencies in me. Hashtag no homo. I asked him.
A bunch of problems there.
I asked him how he'd feel if I called the manager over and had him grind his package in his face. Well, then you know how I feel. I realize I sound like the bitch, but I really am fun. I love stimulating conversation. I love to yuck it up. Just not a girl you take to a strip club. I might cut someone. 1 star.
Honestly, I think that's fair. She didn't know her boundaries. She now knows her boundaries. It is crazy to think that like some chick just like touched her future husband's shoulder and she lost her mind, but that's a thing. That is a thing. So
I mean, but she did kind of go from 0 to 60 pretty damn quickly.
0 to 100 and 1,000. Like,
right?
Yeah,
we're a hip couple. I'm gonna cut you.
I'm gonna fucking break your neck, bitch. Is what she said. Like, yeah, cool, but also, yeah. Do you want to marry that woman? Like, you're in theory, you're not going to be in many situations where another woman is going to touch your shoulder. At least not in this intimate situation where the lights are dark and the alcohol's flowing and the bass is booming and also naked titties are there on the stage 25 feet in front of you. However, that one situation where your coworker who kind of likes you is just like, or at least is like, yeah, this guy's cool. Hey, ma'am, do you know that your husband's cool? And you touch his shoulder, and then she flips out and stabs you with a razor blade in her mouth. Like, yeah, no. There's a lot to process here. So,
you know, I'm not on her side. I'm sorry, Cynthia. I'm sure you're a great woman, but from the start,
I don't mind Cynthia, by the way,
where she says, I'm trying to be all cool and hip. Yeah, couples go to strip clubs all the time and have a blast.
They do these days.
to already accepting that your man is going to see breasts and butts and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
To going to someone just simply touched his shoulder and you wanted to cut her. It's a bit extreme, Cynthia. I'm sorry. It's a little extreme.
It's a little extreme. To be fair to Cynthia, I've been in a few situations where I've seen couples at the strip club. Again, this is all female strip clubs, you know, women jumping up and down the pole, blah 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 blah. And only until this moment had I not thought about it. But like, yeah, what if you had to escort your woman, Mike Fish, and take her to the all male strip club review? Like, would you be as cool as if she was at that same all female strip club? But it could be topless, could be fully nude, etc., etc., etc.
But here's the thing.
Here's
So
the
yeah,
thing.
I guess maybe this. Yeah, I'm not saying Cynthia's boyfriend is totally innocent in this situation. Because yeah, I personally would probably not enjoy going to an all-male strip club and seeing dongs flapping around, because I'm gonna guess they audition these fellas and they only get the cream of the crop. So I'm gonna assume the vast majority of them are probably bigger than me, if you know what I'm saying.
Probably.
So I'm not gonna enjoy that. So in that situation, but I'm not the person that would invite my fair lady to a strip club with me. So yeah, Cynthia's boyfriend definitely has some blood on his hands in this situation. I'm not saying that. But Cynthia still shouldn't be cutting a bitch. So I'm just saying. I think that's fair.
Cynthia's definitely over-exaggerating this situation. However, we should see it from her situation. Like, I feel she made a fair argument in this. It's not fair that that club got a 1 star because she was like, yeah, I thought I was cool.
No, I think her boyfriend deserved to get 1 star, not the strip club.
I agree with that.
But yeah, I do feel that Cynthia and Tonya are probably going to meet up in couples therapy. And
probably
not going to end very well. But hey, you probably made a friend for life. Cheers. Let's move on to some other types of reviews.
Yeah, boy.
This is the part of the show where Kush reviews a movie in a segment where we like to call Kush's Movie Review.
Kush's Movie Review.
This week's Kush's Movie Review is the Bikeriders. Judging by the movie poster, which is typically what all I have to go on, this is a movie about Elvis Presley and Bane, who become unlikely pals and go on a long bike ride together. And this is the documentary that, you know, they finds out that where they like, you know, you're a bad, you're hey Bane, you're a real bad person, and Bane's like, oh Elvis. Oh, I don't like you either. And then Elvis is like, oh, hey, maybe you're not so bad. Oh, Elvis, you're not so bad either. And then they become best friends. The end. Close?
Yeah, that's not entirely incorrect. The voice isn't there, but still.
Well, I was gonna, because normally to do my Bane voice, I normally stick my face in my mug, but my mug is full of alcoholic beverages, so I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm not here to judge.
Bane.
I'm not here to judge.
This is Bane. Can I do it? No, maybe not. Whatever.
This is the
But what is the movie about?
This is the Bikeriders. It is a rated R movie. It is 1 hour and 56 minutes, written and directed by a man named Jeff Nichols. He has also done a movie called Loving, and has also done the Matthew McConaughey's revival of Mud. That was in 2012. This stars Miss Jodie Comer. If you're familiar with that name, if you're not, she was in The Last Duel. She was the lady in The Last Duel, which was a hard role to play. And then she was also in Free Guy with your boy Ryan Reynolds.
My boy.
Also, Austin Butler, we know him from Elvis. We know him from
Uh-huh.
Dune 2. And then Tom Hardy, we know him from everything else and everything we don't know him from. Other notable characters, Boyd Halbrook. He's in Logan. He's in a couple episodes of Narcos, and then he is in the worst Predator movie, The Predator. And then Norman Reedus also pops in, and he's from The Walking Dead. That's what you know. There's a lot of weird backstory to this movie that doesn't actually involve the movie. This movie had been made. This movie was considered for Oscar bait. This movie was originally supposed to come out in the last few weeks of December 2023. It is currently the last weeks of June 2024. Again, this was supposed to be Oscar bait for this previous Oscars we just had back in February, March, whenever. It was a Disney produced movie, and I don't remember if that was supposed to be 20th Century Fox or Disney proper or Touchstone Pictures. I forget what part of Disney owned this. But after the writer's strike had been happening, it hadn't even been resolved yet. They're like, we feel like the strike's going to end soon, but and we had this late 2023 release date. What if we just pull that and just sell this fucking thing? And then they did. And someone else bought it. I believe it was, I want to say it was Lionsgate, but I don't even remember that much. Someone else finally bought it. It became a summer release. It's fine. Through the powers that be, I didn't get to see it opening night, but I did get to see it this weekend. I liked it. It was fine, but already going into it, I had already heard like, it's kind of like Goodfellas, but not made by Martin Scorsese. And having heard that, I'm just like, no, you guys aren't wrong. You're not right, but you're not wrong. If you remember Goodfellas, Mike Fish, do you remember Goodfellas?
Oh, like it was yesterday.
Great goddamn movie, right?
Goddamn right.
All right, thank you. If you want to compare this movie to Goodfellas, you can only compare it to Karen. No, the character of Karen, otherwise Lorraine Bracco's character, which is like, yeah, I met this guy, and he was fucking intimidating, but he was also exciting, and we went and we did this thing, and we did this thing, and like, if you're only comparing it to Karen's story in Goodfellas, it's kind of fair. There are no needle drops. There are no old 60s songs from this. I'm guessing that's a budget thing. However, it's a very, very obtuse timepiece, and it's trying to tell the story of the Vandals, which is on the record. Maybe there was others before them, but on the record, the Vandals out of Chicago are the first motorcycle gang to exist ever. And at first they were just, hey, we're just a club. We like talking about motorcycles. Most of us were in the war. We would like to go faster than we did in our airplanes, but our motorcycles are the best we can do. So this is what we're doing. And then assaults and murders and drug deals and weapons trafficking and all that other ill shit kind of happened. But that was a slow build. However, despite this being from This is based on a man named God damn it, I wrote this note down. Apparently I didn't write this note down. That's okay. There was a gentleman who put out a photo album of his time, the time he spent within the Vandals clubhouse. He did 4 or 5 years with them, and then he put out this book. And this is what that's based on. And then Jeff Nichols, the writer and director, based this movie on that. However, Jeff Nichols also decided to go everything from Jodie Comer's point of view. So we don't hear Austin Butler's point of view. We definitely don't hear Tom Hardy's point of view. However, we're supposed to just go like, yeah, and you know, and then someone talked to my boyfriend, and he was like, yeah, I don't like the way you're talking to me, bro. And he was like, well, you don't have to talk to me like that. And he was like, you want to do something better? And I was like, yeah, I want to do something better. Like, most of the movie is that high pitched,
so like
mid
Jerry Springer
Walker
episode,
accents.
basically.
I'm sorry, Mike Fish.
It's basically like a Jerry Springer episode.
No, not necessarily. No, it's
That
definitely
bitch did
some dude just
that's my man.
asking the one person
doing it?
who would talk to him, and happened to be this chick from the Midwest, from Chicago, and she's got the most obtrusive voice. And 25 years ago, there was a movie called Fargo, and I still have not seen it. However, everyone that told me to see it continued to make fun of the accents in it from the Midwest. And I went, if that's all you got, I don't want to see this movie. And I've still not. So, Jodie Comer, who was an English actress, got her Midwest voice for down. And the entire movie is from her point of view, despite the fact this guy was the dude in charge was in the fucking club. I don't know why they took this direction. This movie was already made and in the can before the writer's strike happened, and then they couldn't promote it before Oscar season. So that's why we're seeing it now. For a gangster movie, and it is a movie about bikers who are gangsters or turn out to be gangsters. They started out as one thing, and then they went to other things. And Tom Hardy's character has a full evolution where he's just like, yeah, hey man, like, I did my time in the war. I like riding motorcycles. I like going as fast as I can. I like hanging with you guys and talking about motorcycles. I like drinking beer and smoking cigarettes. It goes into a whole other thing, but they don't ever go into that. And maybe everyone in the club was just that tight-lipped, but no one in the club is that tight-lipped. So this movie was only okay. I would like it to be better. It's only a 3 out of 5 for me. Had it come out during Oscar bait month of December, I don't know that it actually would have gotten any nominations. And maybe Disney saw that ahead of time. And that's why they were like, we're going to sell this thing. We want nothing to do with it. Their name is not on it, but they still produced it. They got their money back, apparently, or got some money back, but whatever. So anyway, the Bikeriders, rated R, less than 2 hours. I didn't hate any of it to suggest we need to have a shorter movie or a longer movie, but 3 out of 5.
Bikeriders, 3 out of 5. Check it out if you want. It's out there, whatever. Before we wrap up the movie review, just kind of a segue to a previous movie review, because I know you spoke about Arthur the King. I know I texted you about this the other day.
Oh yeah, man! You finally watched lost your mind.
Oh my god, I cried like a baby at Arthur the King.
I don't blame you. That it was a very good movie. I want to say I gave it a 4, but I could be wrong about that. But like, I remember being very impressed with Arthur the King. Folks will have to go back to the YouTube channel and check that out. But yeah, I was very positive about Arthur the King. I'm glad to hear you were too. And I don't like dogs.
Oh, well, as you know, I'm a very big dog person. But this is the second Mark Wahlberg movie that I've cried like a baby at, because he's doing these like true stories a lot, if you noticed.
What was the first one?
Well, he's done more than because he did this one after the King. He did was it Instant Family?
Oh, okay. With Will Ferrell?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In
That's
that
a different
one.
movie.
And then he did obviously the Boston Marathon bombing one. That's a true story.
Well, it's based on the
you
loosest of based on true stories.
But anyway, much like Instant Family with Mark Wahlberg, at the end there's like this feel good moment, and you are kind of like, oh my god, am I gonna cry? Am I gonna cry? And then during the credits, they show the photos of the real life people that the story is based on.
Sure.
And that just makes me want to cry. Oh my god, look at that, they're so happy to each other. And so this after the King, sorry, when they showed like the actual real life dog and the man and all the things that they went through, and actually some of the outlandish scenes in the movie where you're like, oh, here we go. They're taking artistic liberty. And then they show photos of it actually happening. You're like, holy shit, this actually happened. Like the dog almost drowning in the water, chasing them. And they actually, oh my God. Oh, yeah, I was a wreck. I was an absolute wreck. And then it was one of those movies that I watched, and then afterwards I hugged my two dogs after. I love you. I love you, dogs. Oh my God.
Yeah, so Mark Wahlberg he's had a fantastic acting career. And
on top of a fantastic music career. Let's not forget that.
He has not had a fantastic music career. He had a fantastic 1 year. He had a good single. And then he was just like, yeah, there's not going to be a second album. And there wasn't. So let's not hate on his acting career, because his acting career has been pretty great. Whether you like his work or not, his acting career has been pretty great.
There you go.
I'm waiting. No, that wasn't a. There you go. I was waiting for you to go like yes.
But I almost felt bad that I was personally hijacking the Bikeriders movie review by talking about a completely different review. So yeah, the Bikeriders. So I was just trying to get it back on track. The Bikeriders, 3 out of 5. After the King, 4 out of 5. Fantastic. Sorry.
Hugs and kisses. You couldn't edit that out of the single review.
No, I won't, because it is what it is.
You'll still have to cut it out. Then you'll embarrass yourself.
Will I though? Will I?
Yes.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yes, you will.
Let's wrap up this week's show, giving everyone all warm and fuzzy feels. With this,
I enjoy a good fuzzy feel.
It's a good fuzzy feeling week. It's now time for this week's feel good story of the week.
That's the coolest fucking story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
This week's feel good story of the week comes to us via Mr. Beast, who is apparently a popular YouTuber. No idea. But
yeah,
good for him.
I would like to say I know that name, but I also don't know.
But anyway, not important, because he's doing some good things, so I'm not going to mock him any further, because I don't know what he is.
If he's doing good, let's talk about good.
So apparently, popular YouTuber Mr. Beast, who is known for his philanthropy videos, has donated $200,000 directly to families in poverty throughout the charity Give Directly. This substantial donation reached over 200 households in Karamoja in Uganda, bringing transformative changes to a region struggling with severe poverty. Now, the reason I love this is because someone's donated, blah, blah, blah. But this is because my big thing about charity, you never know where the actual money is going.
See, I understand.
Whereas
fucking
this, the charity is called Give Directly, and this is like it's one of those. We could go into. There's a lot of detail in this, so I'm not going to go into that. But basically, this is a charity that you can donate to, and you get to see literally not only the cause that you're donating to, the actual people that your money is going to. You get to track them. You get to see them getting the money that you donate $10. You get to see them getting $10. Basically, it's an amazing. It's perfect. So through this non-profit organization, he has a charity called Beast Philanthropy, which is a bit on the nose, but whatever. We'll look past this because he's doing some good stuff. He partnered directly with Give Directly, an evidence-based charity, there we go, renowned for its innovative use of mobile cash transfers and satellite imaging to pinpoint the most impoverished households. Give Directly's approach has been validated by randomized controlled trials showing that direct cash transfers are often more effective than traditional aid methods. This direct form of aid circumvents intermediate. You might have to help me with this one. Intermediaries, middle people, basically, like warlords and volunteerism, ensuring that the full benefit reaches the intended recipients. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. So basically, the recent donation by Mr. Beast enabled Beast Philanthropy and Give Directly to distribute around $1,000 each, which roughly translates to a full year's salary in Uganda, to over 200 households. Buoyed by his success, the two organizations plan to expand their efforts to neighboring communities. So there you go. Congratulations to the people at Give Directly and Mr. Beast. He's a popular YouTuber, so I'm not going to give him a plug because I'm sure he's got vastly more followers than we do.
But what's more important is neither of us have heard about.
Yeah, but still, he's got enough going for him where he can donate $1,000 to 200 households, which is going to help power them for a whole year, which is awesome. So, congratulations and thank you, Mr. Beast,
respect
for doing what you're doing. On that note.
Oh, awesome. That was a great story.
Was a great story. Should we wrap things up?
I think we should. More to come, like Johnny Carson.
As I said at the beginning of the show, make sure you do follow us. Go to enjoywafflebox.com for all the links of how you can follow and support the show, featuring just by sharing the link of Spotify or Apple Podcasts or YouTube, or if you want to buy some cool swag, go to enjoywafflebox.com/shop, and not only get some cool t-shirts or hoodies, but obviously you can help promote the show and help support the show. Kush, for the time being, you still have another podcast, Mr. Microdose, that you do.
We still have a microdose.
I did promote episode 199, which again you should definitely check out, with himself and Robert Seto. Fantastic conversation. But this coming Friday, episode 200. What's happening on episode 200, Kush?
Episode 200, we have Miss Robin Seto. Miss Robin, if you're nasty, comes back for episode 200. We have the funniest man in the room, Drew Angelman, coming in. And then we have a couple extra special guests that will chime in. I don't want to fucking ruin it for you. You have to sell it. You have to see it. You have to hear it. Not much to see, but you have to hear it. So, Microdose 200, June 28th. It's coming out, and it's one of the most better microdoses I've had. And it's one of those things like, I want to do more microdoses after this. But there you go. So, Microdose 200, Friday, June 28th. It's going to come out at noon Pacific time. And I hope you check it out.
And don't be a dick like me and get your days mixed up, because I'm texting Kush being all pissed off that Microdose normally out Friday, and it was actually Thursday, and I.
To be fair to you, sometimes the Buzzsprout thing has shown me the calendar, and I'll click the date, and it'll be like, oh, it will turn out like, oh, I clicked Saturday instead of Friday because that's the way they formatted the calendar. So don't feel bad about that, Mike Fish. I'm just glad you listened to it. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it.
So, is it safe to say that
listen to
episode
Microdose
200,
199 with Robin Soto?
Is it safe to say episode 200 Microdose goes longer than 30 minutes?
Oh, it's over 100, over an hour and 10 minutes.
Wow! So you have multiple guests on Microdose this week.
Multiple
guests celebrating the vast history.
The biggest Microdose we've ever had.
So you're celebrating the vast amount of guests you've had on Microdose.
See.
Wow. So did you feature an Englishman that's been on the show around about 4 times in its history?
We did, but we did it less than 10 episodes before that. His name was Mike Fish, and he was on like episode 194 and 195. But
whatever.
Yeah, man.
No. I was too busy to be on 200 anyway. Didn't want to be on it. Anyway. Bastard. Anyway, so yeah, check that out. Go to bossnet.family. Check out episode 200 of Microdose. But while you're there, check out episode 199. Fascinating conversation with Robin Soto. And 198 also, and 197, 196, blah, blah, blah. Check them all out. It's fun. I am at Mike Fish on Twitter, at Mike Fish, MYKE. It's Mike with a Y, not an I. And he is Cushford Hayes on Facebook, where you can check it out. Until next week, take care of yourselves and each other.
That's all, folks.
Play me off, Johnny.